Welcome back, Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics as Non-Classics. This is episode number 365 and Doubleshot number 291. Okay? Two Captain Marvel trades. First up, it's Captain Marvel, Volume 2, Civil War 2. Yeah, there's been about 3 of these. This is like the third one they've done for Carol Danvers. No joke, this is the third one they've done. Because they can't give this thing a subtitle, despite the fact this is... You can kind of count this as for the Captain Marvel trades for Carol Danvers. You can probably count this as probably, I'd say, Volume 7. Yeah, Volume 7. Contains issues 6 through 10. Which, if you count how many issues... Now, issue 10 of the previous volume of the series was issue 100 for Carol Danvers. That means these issues are, let's see, 111 through 115 for Carol Danvers. Yep. Pretty much this is just a Civil War II tie-in for this particular series. And there is a revelation of exactly who one particular character, I'll get to him in a minute. And this deals with Civil War II, and this does something that apparently Marvel books nowadays are afraid to do. Put editorial notes in books. Like, they reference Civil War II a lot throughout this whole thing. Like, every time they bring up something that happens during the actual main series, they put a little editor note in there. Let me give you a good example of this. Let's see here. What's a good example of this? Let's see. Right here. Even though it's not a box, but yeah. This is something a lot of Marvel books should be still doing. Because without these particular editorial notes, then we have no idea what these writers are talking about. And second, it's a good marketing move. And it promotes the actual, what you're trying to promote. Now, it is referenced in here about the events of Amazing Spider-Man 707 to 708. Yeah, those two issues are referenced in here. Basically dealing with Dr. Minerva. Yeah, she's here for like a couple issues of the whole book. Excuse me. And she's an old enemy of Carol Danvers. Excuse me, back from the 70s. And she was also an enemy of the original Captain Marvel, Marvel. Yep. And pretty much the revelation, and Ulysses in here, but it's something minor, and it's revealed that that the Canadian representative for the board of directors for the Alpha Flight program is actually old Alpha Flight villain Master of the World. No joke, it really is him. Yeah, this is actually revealed toward the end of this. Yeah. Let's see, where's... let's get a picture of him. Here we go. Here is him in his classic-looking costume. He says it's ridiculous, but he loves the classic look. Yeah. It's quite surprising that that throughout these 10 issues, you have a Alpha Flight villain revealed to be this Canadian representative. And because he infiltrated the board of directors, they were disbanded afterwards. But the Alpha Flight program is still sticking around right now. As far as I can tell, the 3 people who are from the Alpha Flight superhero team, which is Buck, Amor, and Sasquatch, Puck basically forgives Carol for her sort of, well, lies per se, but that's the only reveals one guy. But as for Sasquatch and Amor, he has to build their trust again. Which, okay. I should point out that this is not written by the same people who wrote the previous 5 issues. This is written by husband-wife duo Ruth and Christos Gage. Yep, Christos Gage. Those of you who might recognize that name, he is known for being a frequent co-writer of Dan Slott Amazing Spider-Man, and he's also currently the writer of the awesome ROM series of IDW. Now, as far as I know, he only just did a Civil War II tie-in, and I heard that the regular team was just going to take a break for Civil War II and come back right after that. Instead, we had the book relaunched as Mighty Captain Marvel for some strange reason. And it's like 2 or 3 issues in right now. It's actually pretty good. Pretty much the whole point of Mighty Captain Marvel was just to redeem Carol after the disasters and that after the mixed reception of Civil War II. This, of course, is really good. Excuse me. So I give this a 9 out of 10. Despite Carol, well, in her own book, she acts completely in character, while in other books, she acts complete out of character. Miss Marvel is referenced in here. Camilla, she actually makes a cameo. She makes a cameo in one of the issues, which is nice. The fact that the Gages actually have her make a guest star appearance. Good book. Just kind of wish this was not called Volume 2. They could have just called this like Volume 7. Yeah. I mean, this is one thing I do not like about the Marvel relaunch of the trades. It just stopped, like in the case of Miss Marvel and Spider-Man 2099, they actually kept the volume numbering for the trades going, while in the case of Captain Marvel, this has been relaunched twice and might be relaunched again with Mighty Captain Marvel. So in actuality, there have been at least, there have been at least 7 trades released. Yes, 7. Volume 7, good. Don't like the renumbering. And for the third time in 5 years, the book is getting relaunched. The book got relaunched again. But this is so good. Next up is Captain Marvel, Earth's Mightiest Hero, Volume 3, containing issues 1 through 11 of the previous volume of Captain Marvel. Now, I have already reviewed these issues already, but I kind of figured I want to talk about the trade itself, because I've already reviewed the first 2 trades, so I'm going to do Volume 3. Pretty much for these particular trades, they're just bringing together the Kelsuhonic run of Captain Marvel, which is going to be hopefully next volume. Volume 4 is going to be the last one. Nothing really new with this one. The issues are still awesome. As far as I can tell, for the Volume 4, though, that one contains the last 4 issues of this particular run, and the Captain Marvel and Carol Core miniseries. And that's really it. So simply put, this is a good idea to do. If you don't want to track down a little more older trades for Captain Marvel, I do highly recommend tracking down these Earth's Mightiest Hero trades. I mean, yeah, it's $30, but you get 11 issues in here, which is great. 11 good issues, mind you. I still kind of wish Marvel would stop hitting the restart button on the Captain Marvel series. Yeah, they've done it 3 times. Need to stop. I should point out something on here that now they mentioned at the start of this volume she got a new look. As far as I can tell, she got new gloves, because look, her gloves look different. But as look at her costume, it's not different. Yeah, that's the only thing that changed was her gloves. Yep, that as far as I can tell. I think they added. From what I can tell, they added more lines to the outfit. That's really it. Yep. Yeah, that's really the only other change they made. Look-wise, the costume looks... Yeah, look-wise, the costume looks exactly the same, except that they just gave it more lines. Yeah, that's really it. That's really all they did, just gave it more lines. Which, in my honest opinion, really wasn't necessary. So, 2 Captain Marvel books. I gave both of them 9 out of 10. I do recommend them. If you're a Carol Danvers fan, pick these up. Now, before I conclude this video, I should talk about how Carol Danvers basically, of how her sort of popularity has sort of died down, and basically got a big dip thanks to Civil War II. That was how Bendis wrote her, and that's how the other writers were forced to write her. But her own book, she's perfectly fine. And she's basically getting redeemed. And apparently in-universe, she's a very popular hero. Which I'm kind of scratching my head at that. Like, why would they have her be a popular hero for? My guess is that the creative team is probably doing this via editorial mandate. I don't have any idea of why they're doing that for, but they are. But, honestly, the book did not need to hit the restart button again at the Civil War II. it just was. This is one of those books that Marvel just can't help themselves on hitting that restart button on the numbering. They can't help themselves. Nope, they just can't. They love keeping this numbering going. They love hitting that restart button. And also, apparently, it seems like these volumes are getting less and lesser. Like, the first Carol Danvers volume was 17 issues. The second volume was 15 issues. And this volume was only launched after only 10 issues. 10! Really, Marvel? Really? We're doing this crap again. Yeah. As far as I know, the original creative team that started this volume that wrapped up, that does Mighty Captain Marvel now, yeah, they were brought back. But even they probably like, why would you restart this numbering for? It really makes no sense. That's my honest opinion. If you agree, disagree with me on this, feel free to say so in the comments below. But I do agree with a lot of people when it comes to these restart numbering thing. It's stupid. Really stupid. And it needs to stop. Captain Marvel is the one series that's been heavily affected by this frequent restarting the numbering. Because 3 times in 5 years, it's really stupid. I mean, look at, let's say, Nova. Nova, it's happened twice. Yeah, twice. In the period of 2 years. Yeah. Okay, because the volume was launched in 2015, and then the volume was launched again last year. Yeah. I mean, the series came back also in 2012 as well. But in 5 years, you relaunched it twice. I mean, the book had been relaunched just the previous year, and then you restarted again. And just like Captain Marvel, there's no reason for it. Iron Man, no reason for it. In the case of Nova, there was no announcement for it at all that the book was getting relaunched #1. Just that the book was continuing. I'm sure, like, I'm with a lot of people, I thought the book was just going to continue numbering perfectly fine because the book was relaunched the previous year, but nope. Had to hit that restart button. Yep. But the book is still good, nonetheless. Alright. That's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is episode 366 and Doubleshot number 292. Okay? Until then, I will see you there. Bye.